There are some crazy strong characters in Hunter x Hunter capable of some extraordinary feats, but it isn't always obvious who's stronger than who, so let's figure that out together. What's up guys, Archer here. Subscribe to Nerd View if you're a Hunter x Hunter fan and are desperate for the anime to continue for the Dark Continent arc. I'd just like to preface that strength and power are different in terms of anime. Strength is the raw potential to lift something or cause mass devastation. We're talking about the force generated by the user, not how powerful their ability is, since resurrection is very powerful, but it isn't physically strong. So with that in mind, let's get into it. So counting down at number 10, it's a classic Archer wildcard choice, Gaki, who is an On user from the last Mission movie. If you haven't seen it, you'll be really confused right now, so I'm going to explain it in the next 5 seconds. The last mission takes place during Killa and Gahan's visit with Kite before the Chimera Ant arc. It's set in Heaven's Arena, and Gaki is a powerful guy who defeats 2 floor masters with ease. And as we all know, they have considerable strength. And then he battles Gahan and Killa, who are both post-Greed Island, so they're a bit juiced up. He's able to take enhancer punches to the forehead without flinching, and it took a long time for the 2 hunters to take him down, with Gahan finishing with his Jajanken. Number 9, you might have forgotten about him, but he's very strong. We have Razer, the dodgeball god. During the most epic dodgeball match of all time, Razer managed to break several of Hisoka's fingers just by hitting a dodgeball at him, and he wasn't even at full strength. He was using his Nen to cast extra teammates, so that he was nowhere near 100% of his power. Just for comparison, Gahan, using his full strength firing a dodgeball at Razer, only managed to push him back a few meters, and it didn't cause any physical damage to him. That's the level of power we're talking about here. It's also worth mentioning that Razer hit a Nen ball at the Phantom Troops ship as they tried to sneak onto Greed Island, and it immediately exploded. But he did it unbelievably casually, as if he was just tossing a ball to a friend. He's an underused character in Hunter x Hunter, and worthy of recognition of his strength. It's also worth mentioning at this point that Bisky is also very strong, going to such a length to reduce her own strength into a mini version of herself, because her true form is shockingly large and muscular and strong, and could be potentially on this list, but there isn't enough demonstration of her ability throughout the anime to make such a bold statement. At number 8, it's my personal favorite character, Killa. Stated to have the greatest potential of any Zoldyck ever, Killa possesses tremendous strength. At the age of 12, without any concept of Nen, he was able to destroy final round Hunter contestants. At an even earlier age, assassinated high-profile targets for his family business. He's undergone extreme torture, like conditioning training, making him immune to most poison, and able to tolerate high currents of electricity coursing through him. He's famous for one-shotting opponents, even without Nen. Then during the Chimera Ant arc, has no problem decapitating ants whilst already being injured. He squares off with Yupi and manages to trade blows with him to a respectable level, and if Gahan didn't exist, he'd be the strongest child in the Hunter x Hunter world by a landslide. Speaking of the Zoldicks, Daddy Zoldyck, Silva, coming in at the 7th spot. He's the head of the family because he's the strongest. He's capable of fighting Crollo without breaking a sweat. He's cut by a deadly poisonous blade and just shrugs it off like he got a paper cut. There's a great scene in the York New arc where he literally taps a wall lighter than you would knock on a door to someone's house, and the wall shatters like a grenade just hit it. He effortlessly one-punches Chidu during the Chimera Ant arc, which instantly kills him. This demonstrates not only is he strong enough to kill Chimera Ants casually, but that he's also stronger than Moral, who had to spend several minutes fighting Chidu, though it's not like he was trying to kill him immediately. At number 6, we have Uvogin. Uvo is known for his raw strength. As a bit of a simplistic enhancer, his physical attributes are off the charts. He bit Leech's head off and was able to spit part of his brain out of his mouth and through a reinforced Nen hand by a moderately powerful Nen user known as Rabbit Dog, and then straight through Rabbit Dog's brain. He then screamed so loud that Porcupine literally died on the spot. If that isn't enough, Uvo is recognized as the physically strongest amongst all Phantom Troupe members, which is absolutely no easy feat. So normal version Gahan, our protagonist, takes the number 5 spot. Gahan's strength cannot be understated for a somewhat 14-year-old kid. During the New York New arc, he's already stronger than 6 or more of the Troupe members, and he's barely 13 years old. His escalation of strength only continues, as we see during the Chimera Ant arc, where Morrel wishes to test Gahan's strength, as he doesn't believe Gahan is capable of fighting at that level. In one of the most truly epic, heartfelt scenes in the show, Gahan begins to perform his Janjanken, and just the build-up and concentration of Nen into his fists pushes back characters with the release of his aura and shakes roofing tiles and buildings. Morrel, who is a huge, muscular, worthy Nen user, is trembling in fear, clearly recognizing if Gahan were to hit him, he would be dead, straight up, no debate. Though I feel somewhat confident in saying Gahan's physical strength by this stage is roughly on par with Uvo's, but maybe I've overestimated this a little bit and he should be next to Silva and Killa. Feel free to debate that in the comments. So next I have Necer only cracking the number 4 spot. But let me explain this before you kill me in the comments section. Necer is only at half of his full strength by the Chimera Ant arc. When he spots Peto, he immediately expresses that thing is stronger than I am. Clearly meaning, in terms of raw strength, Peto's natural potential was way higher than Necero's, with a much greater aura. So that's why he's in higher. But he still ranks 4th on the list, because he did slam Peto several miles across the country, with only the stroke of a hand, and fought Marion hand-to-hand, lasting at least a few minutes. Speaking of Peto, she, or he, comes in at number 3. Being stronger than Necer obviously means she needs to be ranked higher than him on this list, but why 3rd specifically? Well, as strong as Peto is, even with her Terpscura ability to enhance body parts beyond their limits, Yupi is pure strength. It's his speciality. He's the brute of the Royal Guard and an absolute monster of a character, which is why I put him above at number 2. He fights several of the Hunter Squad, attacking the mansion, including Killa, and keeps them all at bay. And as seen in the mansion battle, he just keeps getting stronger and stronger as he changes forms. So of course at number 1 we have Marion. There has literally never been a character in the existence of the Hunter x Hunter world with his level of innate strength. He was born with the ability to one-shot lesser Chimera Ants and even strong Nen users. He's fought Nen users without any concept of it. He just has raw strength and talent, and he's only going to get stronger, or was. It's horrifying to think how strong Marion would have been with decades of training to obtain his full potential. But with that being said, where is Adult Gahan? We know he's above Peto because she got swept by him. Peto proclaimed Gahan's strength to be on level with the king. Now is that accurate, or does Peto just not know Marion's true strength? That's a question for another video. I've been Archer. Please drop a comment with your recommendations of other characters that should have been on this list or that you want me to cover in the future. Anyway, I'll see you all back again tomorrow.